Southeast Asia is on the cusp of another defining moment in its intricate geopolitical tapestry. The United States and the Philippines, bound by a history of camaraderie and mutual strategic interests, have rekindled their commitment to uphold maritime peace and security amidst the contested waters of the South China Sea. This watershed moment came to the fore during a high-level meeting in Manila on February 17, 2023. The two defense powerhouses, represented by U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and his Philippine counterpart, Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana, officially announced the resumption of joint patrols.
The Mutual Defense Treaty applies to armed attacks on either of our armed forces, public vessels, or aircraft anywhere in the South China Sea.
Set to commence in the third quarter of 2023, this collaborative maritime endeavor will see a robust display of naval might, with ships and aircraft from the formidable fleets of the U.S. Navy and the Philippine Navy sailing side by side. This initiative is more than a mere show of force. It embodies a resolute message to any powers harboring expansionist ambitions, especially amidst the echoing concerns over China's assertive postures in the region.
China is violating our sovereignty and sovereign rights. And regardless if there is a competition, we have an issue with China in that respect.
Moreover, the revival of joint patrols solidifies the deepening alliance between the U.S. and the Philippines, a partnership fortified by shared principles, mutual respect, and a relentless pursuit of regional stability and prosperity. China's rise as a global power has been accompanied by its increasing assertiveness in territorial claims, notably in the South China Sea. This vast expanse of water has emerged as a cauldron of competing interests. Islands, atolls, and underwater riches, combined with strategic maritime routes, have made it a geopolitical hotspot. China's ambitions are evident in its expansive territorial claims, marked by the controversial 9-dash line. Furthermore, China's establishment of military installations on artificial islands reveals its intentions to assert dominance and possibly alter the region's status quo. Graham Allison, a respected Harvard political scientist, poignantly remarked, "In the South China Sea, we play a dangerous game of military brinkmanship." Allison's observation underlines the high stakes involved and the potential repercussions of any misstep in this volatile region. For the Philippines, the stakes are much more than just territorial. They're about national pride, sovereignty, and the very essence of nationhood. The resurgence of joint patrols signifies a robust response to the looming shadow of a large neighbor. It's not just about patrolling waters, but asserting sovereignty and rights recognized under international law. China's offer to the Philippines for joint military exercises brings to the table another layer of complexities. While on the surface it may seem like an olive branch, the underlying implications are far-reaching. Given the lack of a visiting forces agreement with China, the Philippines faces both legal and strategic dilemmas in pursuing such cooperation. Lord Palmerston's famous assertion that nations have no permanent friends or allies, they only have permanent interests comes to mind. In the complex web of international relations, interests often define actions, and the Philippines must tread carefully to balance its interests without compromising its sovereignty. Amidst this backdrop, international law emerges as the beacon of reason and justice. UNCLOS, colloquially termed as the Constitution for the Oceans, delineates the rights and responsibilities of nations in their maritime pursuits. The joint patrols by the U.S. and the Philippines emphasize a collective commitment to the principles enshrined in UNCLOS. The 2016 ruling by the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague was a watershed moment, dismissing China's expansive territorial claims as having no legal standing under UNCLOS. This decision highlighted the importance of international legal mechanisms in moderating state behavior and resolving conflicts. Kevin Rudd, the former Australian Prime Minister, aptly put it when he said, "A rules-based global order is more than just an abstract idea. It is the foundation of peace and prosperity." Adherence to UNCLOS and the upholding of the 2016 ruling are paramount for the future of peace and stability in the South China Sea. One cannot delve into the complexities of the South China Sea without acknowledging the pivotal role of the Philippines in the broader geopolitical tapestry. Sitting at a strategic crossroad, the Philippines is not just a stone's throw away from the disputed territories, but also shares proximity with Taiwan, another focal point of China's territorial ambitions. This proximity places the Philippines squarely at the center of potential flashpoints between the US and China, especially considering the latter's One China policy and its aspirations over Taiwan. The US-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty, MDT, of 1951 further compounds this geopolitical significance. Under this treaty, an armed attack on either party's armed forces, public vessels, or aircraft in the Pacific, including the South China Sea, would trigger mutual defense obligations. Henry Kissinger, a stalwart of international relations, once said, "Alliances and partnerships are crucial in the game of international relations. They act as the bulwarks against aggressive ambitions." The MDT isn't just a piece of paper. It's a manifestation of shared interests and the willingness to uphold them. The waters of the South China Sea, especially around the Spratly Islands, have witnessed a continuous ebb and flow of tension. At the very heart of these regional complexities lies the Second Thomas Shoal, known as Renai Jiao in Chinese and Ayungin Shoal by the Philippines. This disputed reef has seen a sharp increase in confrontations in recent years, with both the Philippines and China staking their respective claims. History whispers through the winds over the Second Thomas Shoal. The intentional grounding of the Philippine Navy ship BRP Sierra Madre in 1999 remains a symbol of the Philippines' assertiveness over its territorial claims. The vessel, though rusty and old, continues to serve as an outpost, reminding the world of Manila's determination to assert its rights. Fast forward to August 5th, 2023, when a seemingly routine resupply mission spiraled into another high seas face-off. The Philippine Coast Guard vessel BRP Malabrigo found itself blocked by the imposing figure of the Chinese Coast Guard ship, the CCG 5305. But this was not just a mere obstruction. The confrontation escalated as water cannons from the CCG 5305 rained down on the BRP Malabrigo. An enduring standoff ensued, stretching several hours, ultimately leading to the forced withdrawal of the Philippine vessel. The Philippines was quick to react, lodging a diplomatic protest, reiterating its sovereign rights over the Second Thomas Shoal, and calling for the withdrawal of Chinese ships. China, as has been its stance, refused to relent, emphasizing its claims over the shoal. This high seas drama is not an isolated incident, but a mirror to the broader challenges that nations face in the South China Sea. China's increasing assertiveness, manifested through its artificial island constructions and military deployments, has left nations like the Philippines in a state of perpetual vigilance. As Beijing flexes its muscles, countries like the Philippines are continuously reminded of the potentially militaristic ambitions China may harbor for the resource-rich sea. Dr. Robert D. Kaplan's words echo poignantly in the backdrop of such incidents. The skirmishes at sea highlight the fragile balance of power and the urgent need for diplomatic resolution. The Second Thomas Shoal remains emblematic of the South China Sea's broader dynamics, a region rife with strategic importance, economic potential, and a cauldron of simmering tensions. As nations grapple with these challenges, the global community watches with bated breath. The South China Sea's destiny hangs in the balance, oscillating between peaceful coexistence and potential conflict. Only time and the choices of the involved nations will chart the future course for this crucial maritime crossroad. Beyond the strategic dimensions, the South China Sea, especially the West Philippine Sea, holds immense economic significance for the Philippines. It's a lifeline for thousands of Filipino fishermen and a critical source of marine fisheries production. The waters teem with a plethora of marine life, contributing significantly to the nation's food security and economic sustainability. However, Chinese incursions into these waters pose a daunting threat. Filipino fishermen often find themselves bullied or even pushed out of their traditional fishing zones.
The Chinese are constantly patrolling. If you try to enter the shoal with small fishing boats, their rubber boats will chase you away.
Such activities don't merely infringe upon sovereignty, but also have deep-rooted economic implications. The potential loss in fisheries production, coupled with the violation of Filipino fishermen's rights, adds an economic dimension to an already intricate geopolitical puzzle. June 6, 2023 marked a significant moment as the Philippine Coast Guard, Japan Coast Guard, and U.S. Coast Guard conducted trilateral maritime exercises. Such engagements amplify the message of unity and shared interests among nations, emphasizing the collective will to maintain peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region. The strategic pivot towards multilateral engagements sends a potent message. It underscores that concerns about the South China Sea aren't limited to its immediate neighbors. The waters and the potential conflicts therein have implications for global trade, security, and the overarching rules-based international order. The South China Sea, an emblematic theater of modern geopolitics, serves as a convergence point of myriad interests, encompassing sovereignty, economic viability, and strategic dominance. The recent reinvigoration of the U.S.-Philippines alliance, manifested through their joint maritime initiatives, signifies not just a bilateral strengthening, but a collective stance against unbridled expansionism. As the Philippines grapples with challenges, both old and emerging, it does so with a renewed determination to safeguard its sovereignty, protect its economic interests, and uphold the rule of international law. China's growing assertiveness presents an intricate tapestry of challenges, where territorial ambitions intertwine with economic endeavors. The incidents, like the standoff at the Second Thomas Shoal, underscore the volatile nature of these waters, hinting at the profound implications of any miscalculation. Yet, amidst the palpable tensions, there lies a silver lining: the evolving multilateral engagements, epitomized by trilateral maritime exercises, indicating a growing consensus among nations. In the end, the South China Sea's fate hinges not solely on might or territorial claims, but on diplomacy, mutual respect, and adherence to the global rules-based order. The region, with its vast strategic and economic potential, beckons for a collaborative future where nations can coexist and prosper together. The choices made today will indelibly shape the geopolitics of Southeast Asia for generations to come.